The cost of healthcare here in the U.S. has opened the door for other smaller countries to cash in. Several have become hotspots for a new kind of tourism. Ironically, American companies are making the most of it, sending employees out of the U.S. for medical procedures. Bo Evans picks up the story.
The cost of healthcare here in the U.S. has opened the door for other smaller countries to cash in. Several have become hotspots for a new kind of tourism. Ironically, American companies are making the most of it, sending employees out of the U.S. for medical procedures. We're in Costa Rica to learn about the blossoming medical tourism industry and find out why a growing number of United States residents are traveling all the way to Central America to undergo medical procedures that are done every day in the U.S. According to a study by the American Medical Journal, more than 1.4 million Americans went abroad for medical treatment in 2017. Those numbers were expected to grow by 25% each year after. That means almost 3 million Americans will leave the U.S. to see a doctor this year. Tony Martin is in Costa Rica to get a new knee. Tony and his wife Belinda have traveled from North Carolina to San Jose so Tony could have a total knee replacement.
But what's been going on with your knee? It's just time?
Yeah, a lot of pain.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've had surgery on it about 35 years ago.
For what?
I jumped up when I come back down, my knee went backwards instead of front.
Tony tore his main knee ligament while playing basketball about 35 years ago. He says for the last few years, he's been in a lot of pain.
Some days I can't hardly walk on it at all.
Tony told us he wouldn't be able to afford a knee replacement in the U.S. According to a study by Blue Cross Blue Shield, the average cost of a total knee replacement is almost $50,000 in the U.S. The same procedure might cost just over $20,000 here in Costa Rica. Tony's bosses are footing the bill. The company he works for, HSM Solutions, saves so much money sending employees out of the country for knee replacements and other procedures that this trip, this surgery, his airfare, hotel, and food, it's all free for Tony.
They pay you, buy you plane tickets, pay you hotel room, they feed you, they pay for a companion to come with you. And there's always somebody with you the whole trip.
You do a knee replacement, it may cost total all in, 2 people going down there, the surgery, the stay, the physical therapy, about $23,000. Here you go to the hospital, $40,000 to $60,000. It's just the high cost of healthcare here in the U.S.
You're sending your employees out of the United States for healthcare. We have the best healthcare in the world. That's the prevailing thought.
That's the prevailing thought, but I don't know if that's the fact.
If you've ever dealt with chronic pain or know someone who has, you know it can have a debilitating effect on their quality of life.
It's very sad. I mean, we are talking about the #1 country in the world and not having a fair health system. For me, it's very sad.